Evening, everyone. How you doing? How's everyone doing today? Anyone on? So today, today I'm wanting to talk about your mindset and why you're probably stuck where you are, and it's quite an important one for people that are looking to expand their life and getting into the right mindset of understanding that you're in control of what is happening in your life. You can't blame other things. You can't it's getting out of the mindset, the believing that everything that's happening in your world is due to the fault of something outside of yourself. It's yourself that decides where you're going to end up in life. And what we're going to sort of chat about today is what that basically means is having trust in yourself and having a belief system about yourself and how you have so much power within you to succeed and get to the point in your life that you want to be at. So what I want to talk about is something that I actually got off of Tony Robbins' YouTube, and what it discussed was everything to do with where we tend to sit these days is we sit in a place where we don't have any power over our belief system because we're controlled so much by what's going on in our outer world. And what I've discussed a lot in my lives and a lot of my videos on TikTok is how much you are actually involved around your belief system, and your belief system is what is holding you back. That's the filter within your mind, which is literally stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve. And when this happens, you become a victim to your surrounding. And so what I mean by that is there's a cause and effect for everything, but the problem is what people don't realize is you're the cause that creates that effect. So what happens is people blame everything in their exterior world, their reality that they're looking at, as being the reason of the cause and effect happening, and that's just not the case. And because you want to remove this understanding that what's happening outside of you is what's actually controlling your reality. It's everything within your mind. If you look at it from a perspective that your mind is what's creating your outer world, your personal reality, basically your personality is creating your personal reality because of how you think. Because if you change your mindset, everything around you changes, because you start seeing things on a different perspective, a different light, and you start having all these new ideas. So people tend to get stuck in this scenario where I want to succeed and I want to be in a better job. I want to have more income. I want to have more of a understanding of why I'm stuck where I am. And until you start observing how you're reacting to certain things, you're not going to change anything in your life, because you get stuck thinking you're going to be able to change your reality by keeping in that same mindset, but it's your mindset that's keeping you in that reality. And if you can start understanding that you're very powerful within your mind is what's attracting everything to you, depending on your frequency and the way that you're thinking. So you've got to get in gear with working on yourself. Forget trying to work on a project and getting everyone else to do everything for you, and or looking for other people for a solution to the issues that you're trying to deal with. Start working on yourself from within and start looking at how you're reacting to things, because this is key to getting you into a successful mindset, a CEO mindset, or the true millionaire mindset, as I call it. Anyone can be successful in life through if you look at success just purely down onto the monetary value of something. So if you're a millionaire, or you've got this, you're rich, for example, and you think that's success, I'm telling you that as you go further on in your life, if you've not been following a proper path, looking into your mindset and working on your mentality, you're going to burn yourself out. I've been there. I've been in a situation where I've made success, if it's money based, and had that multi-million pound business, had all this happening, and it just destroyed me. It burnt me out because I went down the wrong path. I wasn't working on myself. I was working on everything external to me. And you end up in a point where, as much as you have made that money, your level of ability within yourself is poor. So look at it like there's different stages that you need to work yourself through to become someone who can end up in a successful position of making money without burning yourself out. And it's getting into a situation where you're not working on someone else's dreams either. You need to be getting into the mindset that you are in control of your reality, and you can start creating the world that you want by doing what you want through the abilities you have, through a success system that is built off your own belief system, not following someone else's, not looking at how someone else is doing something, not following someone else's dreams, which means working for someone else. It's following your path and your dreams. The only way you're going to meet your that's all right, Craig. How you doing? Good to see you on again. Um, it's understanding that your mindset is so crucial to everything. And what I mean by mindset is understanding that life is all about attraction. Everything in our universe is an attraction. We are beings that are constantly emanating a field which then reacts with our surroundings. So if you're constantly in this state of stress, this state of mind where you must be outsourcing to something in your outer world, your reality that you're looking at as a reason to um, get what you want in life, then you're going to end up stuck because you're always trying to find something outside of yourself to be the solution to your success. The only way of actually finding that success is by working on yourself. So working on yourself means working on your mindset, and working on your mindset means living in the present moment and stop using the past as a reminder of how things are. The past is not in control of you. You are in control of yourself. So the way to get around this is working on relaxing your mind through meditations by releasing this belief system that you've had built up on you since you were a child, which is people have made you grow up with. There's this belief that you must work hard to be successful. You must work to a certain caliber of personality that fits in with the people around you, because it removes you from being yourself. Um, the way to explain this is you need to get some form of mindset where you're bringing yourself back to who you were originally. And what I mean by that is we're all higher consciousness beings, right? So we live in a state of mind which was built up from our higher consciousness. When we're born, we are pure. We are born with this. As we start growing up, and around about the age of 7 is when it's been shown that neural pathways start to change depending on what you've been brought to believe is reality. So other people's belief systems, other people's ideas of what your life should be like is what starts getting ingrained in your head. So you start gradually removing your true being, your personality that previously existed. So you end up in a situation where you're gradually through the years becoming less and less of yourself, and you're building up these limited belief systems that other people have forced on you through life, not through any fault of your own or theirs, but just how they believe things should be. So the reality that you actually grew up coming into this existence starts to dissipate, and you end up in a situation where you are stuck. And this is where midlife crisis is coming, because people end up in a midlife crisis in their mid-30s, because around that they're at their peak, and by then they're not really adjusting themselves anymore. They're just living in repetition of a subconscious thought process which has been brought up from all these limited beliefs. So you end up you've created this personality which isn't actually you. It's everything else in your outer world that you've been grown up to believe is right and wrong. And these are the belief systems that you end up with. The belief into some form of a religion, for example, this belief that all men are evil if your mum's been cheated on all the time. So that's belief systems being put on you. Or I don't know, something along the line, all bosses are evil because all bosses are horrible people because your boss shouted at you one day when you were trying to get something done, and you just were trying to do what was right, and he shouts at you and makes you feel bad. Someone belittles you, someone bullies you at school. all these limited beliefs build up in your head to become part of your belief system, which you then subconsciously react to. Now, it's really difficult the older you get to get rid of these belief systems, but if you start observing these belief systems, this is when you start understanding what's controlling you and what's holding you back. What's that instant go-to reaction that you're getting when someone says something, and why are you feeling like that? Well, maybe someone says something to you in a particular way, which all they were doing was genuinely telling you something to try and be nice. But from your past, maybe that was something someone said to you, or maybe someone said something in that tone to you before where they were belittling you. So your instant go-to response is a negative one of rejection to that person, or a way of snapping at them because of that. And it's observing that version of yourself that is being autonomously reacting to that circumstance, if that makes sense. So if you can start observing this, you then stop being the subconscious mind. You stop being this person that's creating this fake reality that you're living in, this perception that you've got of the reality because of these limited beliefs. And breaking those limited beliefs down brings you back to your pure self, who you were when you came into this existence, that higher conscious version of yourself. And you start releasing all the negative feelings that you get. You'll start releasing all this negativity that you've got in your life. And this isn't something that just happens overnight. This can take people years and years to work on. Some people can take months. It just depends how much work you put into yourself. And this is where I come back to the point where some people can be on a poor mindset but be millionaires. Some people can be in a poor mindset but they can be mediocre pay. They can be living an average life. These people that don't work on themselves will never be excelling in life. You can never excel in life if you don't work on your mindset. And the problem is there's too many people these days are living a life where they think that they're successful because they have a lot of money and they have a lot of success around bringing money in, but they're not happy and they're not living the life that they want to live because they haven't worked on their mindset, because these limited beliefs are making it really difficult for them to sustain that. I've been there, and to be honest, I'm just pulling myself out of this the last couple of years. I've been there. I've had the success, if you want to call it money, like I was talking about earlier, but the millions that you get if you're not working on yourself and the right mindset is going to kill you off. It's going to burn your mind. It's going to destroy your mindset, and you're never going to feel happy. You're always going to have that empty feeling within you that you're going to have to work so hard at this to keep that level of money coming in that it's just not worth it. And you start feeling depressed. It gives you a depressive state of mind. And the reason you feel depressed is because you're not connected with your higher conscious version of yourself, due to the fact that you're thinking in this mindset of money, money, money. And it's not about the money. It's just unfortunate we live in a world where we're made to believe that money is everything, because money is attached to everything. Therefore, it is the necessity to a happy life. The necessity to a happy life is a quiet mind, and is a mind that is in acceptance of the present moment and what you're living in, and being grateful for everything you have just now. I know there's going to be a lot of people thinking, well, how can I be grateful for having money when I don't have money? How can I be grateful for a life where I'm struggling to pay the bills, or struggling to live this life where I have a gym membership? I can't even afford to go to the freaking gym, things like that. You've got to start being grateful for the fact that you're alive. You've got to be grateful for the fact that you're actually here, living a life where you're thinking about these things and you're trying to make a change. Be grateful for the fact you've got this attitude that you think about these things. It sounds really corny, it sounds really shallow, but the more you start being grateful for everything in life, being grateful for the fact that you're living in a country where you get free flowing water, things like that, it's these little things which, when you say it now and you tell yourself you're grateful for it, you will not believe that it's doing anything. But it's the compound effect, the waking up every morning and telling yourself you're grateful for it. It starts off with a hollow, blank feeling like it's not meaning anything to you. But the more you start doing it, you're actually physically rewiring your neural pathways, because you're thinking of the positivities, you're thinking of things. You'll start looking for things in life to be grateful for. Grateful for that conversation you had with a friend, that grateful for that little laugh you had with someone, grateful for that meal you had, grateful for the fact you just saved like £2 a litre on fuel because of some deal that came up. Things like this, you'll start looking for these opportunities, and through time, and it's not quick, I'm not saying this is a quick fix, but through time you will start to feel something where you start feeling happy. You'll start feeling excited about things. When you start doing this, whether you believe it or not, this is the law of attraction starting to work for you. This is manifestation. We are infinite manifestors. We are constantly manifesting things into our life, whether it's good or bad, whether it's meant for us or whether it's not meant for us. It's all down to the state of mind. And this is when things will start happening for you, because when you start raising your frequency, you gradually start connecting with different versions of yourself which exist already, because time is an illusion. We start existing within these different versions of ourselves, and we tap into that. So we tap into a higher version of ourselves, and then suddenly a flood of information will come through, and you'll suddenly get this idea, and you'll follow up with that idea, and then you'll realize you've got something from that. Something will appear within your reality which will help shift you. So you'll shift from this poor state of mind, and you'll gradually start moving up the ladder. Now the thing is, because you've probably never worked on your mindset and you've never worked on yourself, that move from poor to good is really, really tough. That is the toughest bit. You're basically going from, if I could just put this up here just now. I don't know if you'll be able to see this right. So this is something here. So you're down here at poor. To get all the way up to good is the challenge. If you can get yourself to good by working on your mindset, and that's all you need to do, forget about everything else, do your meditations, do affirmations, telling yourself positive things, tell you that you are worthy of money. Money is good, money is life, money is money is a vessel to your success. Be excited about the fact that you're getting up in the morning to have time with yourself and do something on manifestations techniques, which involves affirmations and meditation. Start getting grateful and gratitude towards actually having these things, these opportunities in your life. And if you start working on yourself, because this whole process here does not involve you going to your boss and going, I want a pay rise because I can't pay my debt. I want this, I want that. I want you to sort this out for me. I want you to give me solutions to this. You've got to work on these solutions. And that's why that's the biggest climb. That's the bit that's really difficult. But it takes time, but it is so worth it, because from my experience of running a successful business and making a good money off it, I missed that step. And I went from here to here thinking that was the right thing to do. But all that happens, it's like a game of snakes and ladders. I went up the ladder and then I hit the snake and I fell back down to poor again, because I burned myself out. 3 heart attacks because of the fact that I was basically not working on myself. And I went into a point of mind where I ended up doing 80% effort for 20% results. That's what happens when you don't utilize your belief systems, but utilize your mindset to remove the limited belief systems. Sorry. And you just end up in this constant hassle, this rat race effect that happens. So what you do when you work on your mindset is you will gradually work your way up there, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it when you get there. You will know when you've reached that point, because you will be getting excited about the extra challenges that come about, the extra things that you have to do, because you know that you don't have to put all that effort in. You end up with a point where you put 20% effort in for 80% results. This is what it's all about. And the only way of getting there is working on your mindset and really working on keeping yourself in the present moment. Now, a lot of problems that people find when they climb their way from poor to good is limited belief systems will kick in. It will start telling you, it's your worst nightmare. It's like living with a narcissist in your life that's just constantly there in your ear going, you're not good enough. You're not going to reach this. You know what happened last time. Last time you tried to do something outside, everyone laughed at you. That you know people are going to be mocking you, even if they're not saying it to your face. You're going to feel bad. You're going to lose your friends over this. People aren't going to be supportive. They're just going to think you're crazy. You're going to get all these thoughts, but I'm telling you right now that they're just thoughts, exactly the same as those negative thoughts. They're not doing you any justice. They're not doing you any good. They're not helping you out. It is there to keep you within your comfort zone. And the reason it does that is because it's familiar to it, and it wants you to stay there, because being familiar with a situation is safe. Whether you enjoy being in that safe place, it's safe to your subconscious mind. And it's removing yourself from that subconscious mind. And the only way you're going to do that is by changing something within yourself, changing your mindset and changing your belief system, observing how you feel when you react in a certain way. When your subconscious mind automatically takes you down a path of reacting a certain way, you need to instantly start observing that feeling and write it down, take a note of it, and start observing what's actually going on in your head about why you reacted that certain way. Maybe you snap at your partner quite a lot. Maybe you shout at the kids all the time. Maybe you feel deflated when someone says something in a particular way. And why do you feel like that? Speak to that person about it and ask them if they meant for you to feel like that. And if not, then this is how it made you feel. Be more open with yourself, be more open to people around you about why you feel a certain way, and you'll start understanding why your mind is like that. And you'll start, without realizing it, especially when you start going through meditations, you'll start realizing that these are the things that are holding you back, and they come from your past, and you're thinking you're overreacting because of the things that have happened in your past that have made you work subconsciously like this, because you believed it was protecting you. And by doing this constantly, it's consistency, guys. You know that the one thing really for success in yourself and making good money is consistency and working on observing your emotions, because what you're doing, if anyone that plays computer games, is you are literally going through life 95% of the time in your subconscious mind. So everything you do is autonomous, it's automatic. You're not even physically controlling things, you're doing things through an automatic program that is in your subconscious mind 95% of the time each day. So by observing it, you start disconnecting from that. You start disconnecting from that automatic response, that automatic way of being, and you start observing it, and you start becoming, as in the computer game, you start becoming the main character of your reality. You stop becoming the non-playable character. You start waking up. You start seeing things differently. You start observing things differently. You start re-altering and reprogramming your mindset to start fitting in with how you want to be, your original existence, your higher consciousness that you came into this reality with. You start becoming that. And that is so key from going from the next point, which is good to excellent. But the thing is, it's really difficult these days for people to get to that point, because if you want to be good at something, you've got to be excellent. Because if you're poor at something, you're just failing at everything. If you go from good, you're going to get poor results. This is how the world is. This was in the Tony Robbins video I watched on it, and it was going on about how difficult these days it is to get to that point. But you have to work on yourself, and this is the key issue people don't understand about working on themselves. And the working on yourself is really, it's a release. It's a feeling of release that you get when you start doing it, because you start realizing you don't care what people think, because you're so zoned in on what you need to be doing for yourself, because you start seeing the impact and the difference it can make with you. You start realizing that this is what I need to be doing. I want more of this. I want to know what's going on. I've just realized I've just woke up this morning feeling absolutely great, and I don't know why. Or I woke up this morning and I felt really stressed, but when I got up and I started doing my meditations, I felt really great. This is amazing. I have never felt this good. I've never had such a good night's sleep, because I started working on myself. I started calming your mind. You stopped reacting, having a reaction to everything. You stopped subconsciously reacting to things in such a negative way. And the more you do this, your subconscious mind will naturally rewire itself. Your subconscious mind's neural pathway will start rewiring towards a positive mindset. And once you start a positive mindset, your past stops becoming a negative thought process. Your past becomes something you embrace and go, that's right, I remember that. That was a really good experience I had. I need to do more of this. I'm going to feel really good. And you know what? I know it's going to be a challenge to get there, but this is what it's all about, because every time I've done it, I felt so good. And you start building up trust in yourself, and trust is just literally having a confidence about your belief system. So if you work on your belief system, you have a trust in your belief system, which builds up your confidence. The more confident you are, the more that people will start reacting with you. People react differently to you depending on how you carry yourself, how confident you come across to people. And you then start realizing that 100% with me changing myself from within, has now changed how people react with me. So if you're changing the way people are reacting with you, you've now started to change your outer world. You have manifested this different way into your life because people are seeing you in a different light. You give off a resonance, you give off a different environment for other people to live in. Your reality is something that people are in, that you're giving an invite to. And if you're giving off a resonating frequency, which is one of stress, people pick up on it. Subconsciously, people pick up on it. And if you can get yourself into the shift where you start feeling confident about yourself, I'm telling you, people pick up on it. People will start realizing that this is the person I want to be around. This person inspires me. This is someone who's worth keeping in my circle. And you start meeting new people. New people naturally get attracted to you because of this. And this then helps you. And this helps build you up as a person. And it's just a knock-on effect that then repercussions of it comes about, and the momentum builds up, more confidence comes in, you start wanting to spend more time working on yourself. It's like a lot of people that go to the gym. A lot of the younger guys will go in the gym and okay, I'm not quite sure this generation, they're a bit more probably smarter than we were when we were back in the gym. But when we used to go to the gym, it was, I'm going to go and do loads of weights, I'm going to go and do this workout, and I'm just going to keep doing it. And then by the time you're about 10 years later, you're knackered because you've not been doing the proper warm-ups and things like that. So you realize that the actual most important part of the workout isn't the lifting the weights, it's doing the stretches and the warm-ups and everything else before it. So you're doing the stuff which isn't really showing the quick results, but it's the bit that's sustaining your ability to do it more longevity with it, if that makes sense. So it's the same with your mindset. If you can work on your mindset, it's the longevity of keeping that skill set and that success in life by working on your mindset, because you're working on the bits that matter, the bits that are going to keep you in the right energy, the right mindset, the right sustainability to be the person that is deserving of that type of lifestyle. So when you're going from good to excellent, this is when you up the level of working on yourself again. You start realizing that you can start inviting things into your life by just thinking about it. You start realizing that you can utilize the law of attraction to start bringing all these extra additions into your life. And these things will come to you in crazy ways. They'll come to you in ways where you know that there's a higher conscious version of you that's looking out for you, that's bringing these additions into your life. You're not going to go through life and not understand the law of attraction. It will naturally become an ability that you actually understand. The manifestation techniques are something that genuinely work if you let go to it. And this day and age, especially with all the tech we've got and the way that everything runs, there's so much information out there. People become overwhelmed. It's created a lot of anxiety in society. And there's a lot of anxiety in society because they've got too much options and they don't know which path to go. And then you get the people coming on top of that and going about law of attraction and all these courses that they put out there, and they go, if you don't do this course or this particular technique, then you're not going to pass. You're going to fail in life. You're going to lose your ability to attract abundance into your life. You're going to constantly go down this route of doing this. So you must do my course. You must pay me $1,500 to do this, or you're not going to get anywhere. And then you get someone else going, that course is a load of rubbish, and it's all nonsense. You do not need to do courses. I'm probably putting myself out of business here. I do a lot of courses on manifestations. We do hypnosis and meditations, things like that. But the law of attraction is the most natural thing you'll ever do, because we are beings of a higher consciousness which are designed to do this naturally. We already emanate a field. We are literally within a field where we emanate at a frequency, a high frequency, a higher vibrational frequency. So there's different versions of the frequency. So you've got your ones of despair, you've got ones of anger, you've got ones of jealousy, resent. These are all lower vibrational frequencies. The further up you go, when you start going to things of gratitude and love and respect and peace and any sort of emotional feeling that makes you feel good, is a higher vibrational frequency. If you can keep yourself tapped into that, then you start getting these things naturally coming to you, because that's how the law of attraction works. You need to keep in kilter with the actual higher frequencies. And it's amazing what ends up happening. As much as you might not believe it, as much as you might just think it's a load of nonsense, it ends up happening whether you want it to or not. And you start seeing these things come about. People come into your life at the right time with the right information and the right circumstances that you decided is what you want. You've just got to get into that right mindset. I've upped my game with law of attraction techniques in the last 7 months, and it's amazing the timing that things come into your life. I wanted to do podcasts. I didn't have a clue how to do a podcast. I didn't even know what equipment I needed. I've got all this stuff here now, all through people coming into my life at the right time to give me hints and tips about what to do. One place I went to was a B&B to go and do a fire risk audit for one of my brick and mortar business, and the woman had a flipping podcast room in there. 2 days before, I'd manifested in a meditation saying, I need to speak to someone who can teach me about podcasts. I need to get in connection with people like that. And there's a woman at a B&B, total random, wasn't even supposed to go to this job. I just decided last minute I was going to go and do it. And she had a flipping podcast room in there. And it had all the bits in there that I expected, like a vision board on the wall and things like that. She was she actually did retreats. So she's like a mindset coach, things like that. And, you know, that came into my life just at the right time. Networking with people on a travel group, which basically gives people opportunities to travel at really good discounts, and allows the people that are selling the holidays as well to go and experience the holidays themselves and travel. Perfect for my digital marketing business. I thought a great advertising. Met some amazing people on there at the right time now to where I am. And it's like life's a journey, guys. Everyone has to stop trying to control it. It's like we live in this world of stress. We live in this world of fear that we're not going to get paid at the end of the month. We live in this world where we think we need to be controlling everything. It's exactly the opposite to this. And I don't care what any course teaches you. The main key bit to actually having a fulfilled life where you're enjoying it is by letting go. And it might be really difficult at times to just let go and allow things to happen. Like, here's an example for you, okay? So I had a situation with my brick and mortar business, and I got into a point where I lost contracts because companies I was working with got liquidated. So I lost a hefty amount of money that was supposed to be coming into the business. And I ended up in a situation where the cash flow was dire. It was going on this massive business. And I thought, I've got enough to survive for several months. Several months goes by, realize that I don't actually have as good finance as I was hoping I would to keep myself sustained that long. And the business started to die. Now, most people would start freaking out at this point because they're going into insolvencies. There could be bankruptcy involved. You've got personal guarantors on loans that you've had to take out, and everything comes with it. You start realizing this multi-million pound business, I could end up with hundreds of thousands of pounds in personal debt to get myself out of this. This could be a nightmare. My mindset was so pure at that point about the law of attraction that I realized that if I start panicking about this and I start trying to control it, then I'm going to fall into that rut again of being 80% effort to get 20% results, because I'm thinking that my human brain is going to be more capable at dealing with a situation than the higher consciousness version of myself, which is pure intelligence, pure divine being that is helping you through your life. As much as you might not believe this, don't really care. It is true. It works. And I realized I had to just let go. I had to just let go to it being there to help me with it. So I manifested in the mindset, in the meditation, in the meditations, I started telling myself, I know where I want to be. I know I do not want to be stuck in this situation I'm in where I have no money coming in for the business. It's going to have a detrimental effect on my life. It's going to have a detrimental effect on my contractors I've already got if I can't pay them. I've got bills that I need to pay. I was like, I do not want to be in this situation, but I don't want this to get on top of me. So I'm reaching out to my higher version of myself. And this is naturally just talk like this to yourself in a meditative state and just tell yourself, I don't want to be in this situation, but I know that it's something that I cannot even contemplate how to get out of right now. And I leave this up to my higher conscious version of myself to give me an idea of how to get out of this. I leave this to my higher conscious version of myself to help me out of this situation and give me ideas in a way that I will understand and realize that this came from my higher conscious version of myself. And when you start telling yourself these things, I'm telling you right now, you'll feel like a dick. You will feel like an absolute idiot. But keep at it. Keep going with it. Keep telling yourself these things and keep being consistent. Consistency is the key to any success with anything. And it's all about understanding that you need to just be consistent with being kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't call yourself an idiot. Don't say, I'm a fool for letting that happen. I shouldn't have done this. Why did I listen to that person? Because you're becoming a victim of your surroundings. You're starting to blame your outer world for it. You need to take 100%. And this is the bit that people struggle with. And to be honest, I should have added that in here. I generally think that's why the poor to good climb is really difficult, because people struggle probably around here because they will not understand that you are 100%, and I mean 100%, 100% accountable. You are 100% responsible for everything in your life. And if you can start understanding that, you stop becoming a victim overnight. If you can get that mindset, it's irrelevant what it is. Like, for example, I had an accountant 7 years ago. It wasn't until a lot of unfortunate financial things started to happen I realized that my accountant was useless and was causing me more hassle than I knew. I could have gone onto the warpath and gone, you're absolutely terrible at your job. How dare you put me in that situation? You shouldn't have done this. I'm responsible for that. I chose to use that accountant. I did my due diligence into that accountant. I decided to keep using them. I trusted in them to do their job. Just because I picked someone who's not good at their job and can't do it does not mean that I then go out and blame them. I do not become a victim of that life choice that I made to get that person involved in my life. I am accountable for that. I'm responsible for that. And the only way you're going to get out of that situation is not by blaming, but moving on and accepting it. Accept everything and move on in life. And it's really goes against your ego. Your ego wants to fight it. Your ego wants to punch them in the face. Your ego wants to shout at them and swear at them and blame everyone else, and then go to your partner and start bitching about them and start complaining about everything going on and just having a go at life in general. And all you're doing is lowering that vibrational frequency. You're literally bringing that back down. And what happens when you lower your vibrational frequency? The law of attraction means that you start attracting more of that. So you then create this perpetual loop of negative manifestations into your life. And this is why it's so key to take accountability and responsibility for everything in your life. Because if you don't, you'll start seeing the things working in your life. And then just because something negative comes of it, which you're going to get, you're going to end up dropping yourself down. That perpetual loop is going to start pushing you down, and that momentum is going to drag you further down. You're going to end up back in this rut, and you're going to go, the law of attraction's crap. It doesn't work. If it works, why did that happen to me? Why did that accountant not work on the books? Why did this happen? I don't believe it anymore. And that's you stuck again. And guess what? It's like the whole game of snakes and ladders. You've climbed the ladder all the way up to here because you didn't take accountability and responsibility for everything in your life. You're back down here again, and you've lost your belief system. So then you're stuck. And then you start pulling yourself out it, and you start feeling confident. Things start going right. You think, oh, maybe give this another go. And you go back in again. It's the same thing. And this is where limited beliefs end up cutting you off as well. So it's mindset, guys. Everything about success in your life and climbing the ladder up to absolute excellence is your mindset. It's got nothing to do with what's going on in your outer world. Your outer world is an experience. Your outer world is a reality that exists from your mindset, and it comes about from who you are as a person at that point in time. That's how reality works. So once you get to good, you then need to really up your game. You need to start upping your game on your mindset. And this is where it comes to a point where you need to start making decisions about what you keep in your life and what you don't keep in your life. And this means even people that you've got in your life, people that are letting you down, people that keep consistently pulling you back because they don't like seeing the change in you. You're going to get that. You're going to get the point where people don't like the fact that you're spending the weekend researching into what to do to make yourself better as a person or build up a business, because they want you to go out for drinks. And that's Steve's been a bit weird these days because he's not doing this and that, and they start building up this belief system that there's something wrong with you, that you're the reason that this is happening in their world, instead of thinking, well, the reason they don't like you changing is because what you're actually doing is you're showing something within them that needs to change, and they don't like that, so they become defensive. And this is the whole ego talking. It's getting that ego mentality out of your head. Let go of what your subconscious reactions are to something. If it's a negative subconscious reaction to it, if it's something that's not serving you, you need to let it go. And ounce of doubt will take you out. This is something I've got on my wall, which I constantly need to keep telling myself. This is a lifelong journey, guys. You're never going to be a perfection at this. This is something that's going to have peaks and troughs. You're going to be up and down, feeling good one day, waking up anxious one morning, waking up feeling great one morning, realizing you're in loads of debt, suddenly gets to you, and then suddenly the day goes on, you'll feel great because you'll realize it doesn't really matter. It's about what I'm doing to get myself out of that situation. And a lot of it is purely about letting go to your higher consciousness version of yourself and allowing that to happen, instead of you trying to control every single step of the way to get there. Now, for me, the way that I got from excellent to outstanding started on a path of resetting. And unfortunately for some people, it means really getting yourself into a slumber before you start getting into the right mindset. And unfortunately for some people, it means almost having a near-death experience happen to them, to the point where they have to have some sort of spiritual moment to make them get into that path, or maybe a terminal illness which suddenly becomes a cure, and they end up in a different mindset. It's unfortunate that this is the whole problem. When people don't work on themselves, they end up in this situation where they're stuck in the mindset which isn't getting them to where they want to be. So if you can work on your mindset, you don't have to go down that route. I went down that route, and I had to go down the route of practically having a near-death experience before I started working on myself and stopped the procrastinating. And it doesn't have to be that way, guys. It's about how you apply yourself and how you work on yourself and working on your mindset to get you into that state of mind required to get to excellence. Because excellence isn't a massive climb. Outstanding isn't. Once you're at excellence, it's only a small jump to get there. And this was in the Tony Robbins video where he goes on about Olympics, and he goes on about the person who wins gold. I mean, it's like you've got all these people in the race. I mean, the person that won gold on the 100-meter sprint is literally 1/100th of a second quicker than the other guy, but they get praised because they are like gods for getting there. They got there, and that person in second didn't. So that person in second still gets praised. The person in third gets praised. The person in fourth doesn't get anything. They're still superior to anyone else out there, but they don't get praised because they didn't become first. First is where the excellence is. It's working that little bit harder on yourself and your mindset and your mentality just to get to that point. That's what's crucial. And if you can work on that, everything then flows. And if you can sustain that mindset, you're on that high level frequency. You're manifesting that shit into your life every day. And that's when it becomes easy. And that's when the flip happens. The switch goes like that, and everything becomes easy to manifest. Everything just starts becoming you're a magnet to money. You're a magnet to that affirmation that you keep reciting in your head that you've been doing for the last year to get you to that point. You start really then empowering yourself and believing in your ability to do anything. You start feeling like nothing is impossible. I can do whatever I want in life, when I want, how I want, if I work on my mindset and I keep myself at that level. And you'll realize that it then becomes a competition with yourself. It's nothing to do with anyone else. It's about you building up that ability for more. If I've pushed myself to this level of superiority in myself, how much further can I go? What else can I do to actually build this up? And it becomes a game with yourself. You start enjoying life. It's almost like You're the main character of the stage. You're the guy that's out there now that everyone else in your reality is wanting a piece of. Everyone are wanting to be a part of that and wanting to actually understand how you got there. You become an icon in your reality, and you start feeling it within yourself. You start realizing that this is exactly what I need to be me. You start realizing that it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter what these people thought. It doesn't matter what that user on TikTok was saying about me negatively, because they don't know who I am. They don't know what I want in life. They don't know what it means to me to succeed. And for me to succeed is not by having a big bank account. For me, succeeding is to be balanced in life, living in the present moment, and understanding that life is a journey that we all decided to come here to enjoy, have an experience, a positive experience, not one that involves worrying about bills and worrying about why this person doesn't like me, worrying about this people talking about you behind your back at work. It all just becomes something that doesn't matter. And when you reach that level of excellence, you realize it doesn't matter. It just is something that was in your limited belief system, your subconscious reaction, and you're only ever going to get there if you work on it. You got to start inviting in positivity into your life, and that's through working on yourself. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I'm actually going on holiday tomorrow, so I've got to get ready, and I hope you got something from that. It was a bit back and forth with what I was talking about. I didn't have a script today, so I was just speaking from the mind about working on yourself. But you've got to take accountability, guys. You've got to take responsibility, and you've just got to start observing how you're reacting to certain things. It's all about the journey, guys. The journey is what matters, and it's how you take that journey. You want to look back in life and realize that I did everything I possibly could to enjoy that journey. I did everything in my power to be that person that was a good soul, was a good person, that loved life, that loved people, that loved myself more than anything. I worked on myself. I became that person that reached that level of superiority because I listened to myself and my mind. I listened to what my body was telling me. I was a decent human being. And by being that, no worries, Craig. By being that, it's a place of love that you end up living in, and it's understanding that, and you'll never understand it until you let go. Have faith in the journey. The journey is the destination. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you put at the end goal. That end goal becomes irrelevant when you start working on yourself, because you realize that that's what you need, that's what you want in life, and that's what it's all about, guys. Get the idea out your head that if you make $1 million, you're going to suddenly be free. You're not. It's going to make things easier in finances, you think, but because you've destroyed your mind getting there by burning yourself out, you're stuck. So you need to get into a point in your life where you're working on yourself to get to that money, to get the millionaires. And that's exactly why this brand, I've decided to call it the True Millionaire Mindset, because anyone can be a millionaire with the wrong mindset. To be a true successful person with £1 million, $1 million in the bank, it's all about working on yourself. It's all about having that ability to work on yourself. Working on yourself is the hardest bit, but once you do it, it becomes the easy bit, and everything in your life will flow, because that's exactly what the law of attraction is. You'll just start manifesting these things into your life, these people into your lives, these people that are going to help you along your path. That's how it works, guys. And if you want to learn more about this, click the link in my bio. It's a True Millionaire Mindset Academy link, and we've got hypnosis courses in there. There's mindset courses, manifestation courses. There's a freebie section where you can download affirmation apps. There's going to be lots of free stuff coming out, so I'm going to do lists of affirmations you can add into that app as well if you want to start putting your own in there and recording them on. There's a Way to Wealth 10K guide, 10K in a month way to wealth guide, which is free as well. If you want to download that, and it will get you started into different ideas and ways of making money. And it's really all about building up an academy where people can come and enjoy learning things for free, And that's what I'm all about, is I'm putting this information out there for you guys to really start understanding that true power comes from within, not from a successful job with a certain title or driving a certain car or having certain clothes and things like that. It's all from within. It's the success that you build up within makes you empowered and makes you that person that deserves to be living a life of abundance, basically. So yeah, that's what the Academy is all about. I hope you guys will like and follow me if there's anyone new on here. And also, I've got a subscription on here. So what I'm hoping to do is I'm going to be doing competitions on here to win different merchandise, different books that I read. We can discuss that. I know there's been a couple of people before asking about doing book reviews and stuff. So I'm going to be away for a few days because I'm on holiday. But when I'm back, I'll jump back in on a live, which will be on the Tuesday evening next week. So I'll do a live on that. We can maybe do a book review on there. I'll go through a few books that I've read, things that the way that they've helped me through my journey with the law of attraction, and we'll go with that. But yeah, I mean, if you sign up to the freebies bit, you're gonna get some really good courses and everything given to you for free, just as a thank you, which will be coming out. And anything that is chargeable on my page is just due to the fact that I'm partnered with other companies who are obviously charging me to buy the courses and become an affiliate on them. So there are hypnosis courses on there which you have to pay for, unfortunately, but I will be bringing out some more as well. But guys, just got to go through life enjoying it and letting go, having faith in yourself, and stop trying to control the journey. Think about what you want to do with your life. Think about what it is you want to bring into your life, the manifestation that you really desire in your life, and start thinking about that and enjoying it and telling the universe that that is what you want in your life. And this is up to the universe to bring that into your existence in a way that you will realize that it's the universe giving you it, and it will empower you, because it will happen. It happens. It's the law of attraction. It doesn't matter what you think. You attract what you feel and think. And if you're thinking and feel positive thoughts all the time to a practice where it becomes almost instantaneous, so it's like a subconscious reaction, you will start to manifest it in your life. Do you know that if you start thinking about something in a positive light, about maybe just say something simple like manifest the thought of walking on a beach, the feeling of the sand on your feet, the smell of the seaweed, the smell of the sea, the salt in the air. Really embrace it, start feeling it, and you'll start getting that emotion within your heart. You'll start feeling it, and practice that and do that. 68 seconds is all it takes to start that emanating in the quantum field. That's the predicted time it takes for the thing to start manifesting into your life. You will start realizing that these things will appear, or something will come about which will put you in that situation where you end up on that beach, walking that beach on a nice day, and it'll click in your head that you actually manifested this. And that's when the magic with it all begins, because you start realizing, shit, I actually just manifested that. And you'll get excited about it, and then you'll just get addicted, guys. And it might sound far-fetched, it might sound ridiculous, but I mean, that's my major successes in life have come about because I let go and I allowed things to happen without trying to control it. Our mind is not capable of creating things out of thin air, in a way. In our reality, it's our higher conscious mind that does that. And that's where the letting go is. You're letting go to your higher conscious version of yourself to create these things for you. And that's as simple as that, guys. And the more you practice that and the less you start trying to overcomplicate things, the easier everything becomes. And you'll start living the life that you deserve, the life that you originally came here for, the life that you envisioned before you became part of this 3D reality. And that's what it's all about. So go and do some manifestation techniques through meditation techniques. Go and do the manifestations within your meditations. You're reducing yourself in the frequency. So you're removing the beta mindset, which is the logical mind that we live in autonomously. And you start putting yourself in the alpha wave state, which is what you're in when you're in a meditative state, and you start connecting more with your higher conscious version. So get yourself into these techniques, start reading about it, start journaling about it, start journaling about how you feel, start start educating yourself into everything. Start looking things up on your own accord without someone telling you to go and look at a particular thing. Just go and Google it. We've got a world of technology with infinite information out there. If you can start working on that and finding things through your own means and stop looking for others to give you reasons about how to do something, the quicker you're going to get to your journey of manifestation is by doing things through your own accord, through your own belief system. And doing it that way means you're more in kilter with your mindset, because you're not looking for external pathways from other people's belief systems and other people's ideas to tell you how to go and find information or how to do something. You're journeying it from within you, and that's the fundamental. That's the foundation required to build up those fundamental beliefs. So start exploring into mindset and manifestation techniques and everything to do with that. And maybe next time when you come back on Tuesday evening, we can have a chat about what you found if you do it, and let me know what you started working on to start bringing that into your life and giving you that life of abundance. Anything's possible, guys. I mean, everyone's the same, and it's just about you believing in that, believing in yourself, believing in the path, believing in the journey, and letting go to that journey. So I'll let you go, guys. Thanks for coming on again. Appreciate seeing the same familiar faces on here. But you can DM me as well, guys. And also, if you do click on the link in my bio, there is my email address. Feel free to email me with anything that you see or want to talk about. You can even jump on a one-to-one with me in a consultation call. The first discovery call's free. You're not obliged to go on to the paid one after that. But I'm here to help, guys. I'm here to open your mind up and get you into the right mindset to understand that you are in control of your own life if you just allow yourself to let go to what this universe is trying to give you, but you're blocking it with your control and your limited belief systems. And that's what it's all about, guys. So have a good evening, guys, and I hope you took something from this, and I hope you enjoy your weekend and have a good time. Reflect on what I've said and try and apply this within your life. Enjoy the evening, guys.